What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we have probably the most insane rolled queen copy we have seen yet. Overall, stat-wise, I think this is the first ever SSS hero we've even seen. Most of the other ones that have been selling for 150 to like 220,000 have all gone for about like SS-ish S range, and they're usually a Vesa or a Sword Flash. It does look like somebody anonymous and some other heroes have bought up, like EOS copies, Jara copies, those other ones besides the Vesa and the Shias. But this one, pretty insane and kind of the craziest copy we've seen so far. So let's jump right into it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Yee. So this kind of comes to a topic I was wanting to kind of communicate, and so we're going to lump this all into one. First off, as you guys know, you can always check out the highest bids ever. That one Vesa copy with like insane stats overall went for 220,000 to Jesus, but I think we have the new cream of the crop. However, don't know how many people care about a queen versus a Sword Flash or a Vesa. Right now there is a SS copy of Vesa up there with okay, yeah. All right, calm down with that buyout price there. 180, that doesn't seem unreasonable, I don't think. Granted, all their stats aren't even in the 9,000 values versus like the really good copies that have sold are like well into the 9,000s on their attack value. But if we come on over to item display, this I think is the first ever SSS hero. It even has Defier and Giant Killer already built in, and the rolls, wow, hold on, it has a max HP roll, almost max speed, 2 off max speed. The attack is a little to be desired. 9325 I think is on the low end of that, right? I guess you can't really tell for an SSS. It's in like the middle-ish range for an S to SSS. I would have to say if we're talking about just like SSS type heroes, that is probably a very bad roll to get on that. But again, it's not bad because like it's 240,000. I could honestly see this going for that, and if we just take that 240. Divide that by 25. It's still like $10,000. But it is probably one of the best hero copies you would ever need to get on a queen. Now, that's cool and all. We kind of talked about that topic. I want to deviate a little bit now and talk about what I was originally going to say today before checking out these prices and these SSS copies. Now, originally, I was going to talk about A-tier copies because, well, you really need Giant Killer on them, and you need to have an A- or higher to be able to roll these special things, especially things like Giant Killer. That's a weird one right there. If only Tix was still good, that would probably be one of the most god-tier units in the game, but they did fix the PvE to work around his abilities. It was problematic hero. It is what it is. But overall, these prices are dropping. Now, they're still very expensive because if just remember 2,500 of these crystals is $100. So if we're looking at this, that's still what, $400, $500, $600 for like an A-tier hero copy. Pretty much all of them are in the same ballpark. However, once we start going to Transcendence hero copies, that's what I really want to be looking at here. Because these prices have significantly fallen. Even like a Sword Flash or a Shia copy, that's only like 1,500-ish, I believe. What's the math on that? 34, divide that by 25. It's like 1,300-ish bucks, which still is a ridiculous amount of copy for one hero, but they are becoming more affordable to do certain game modes. As you guys have seen on our channel, I'm kind of back into the Sealand pushing type mode. I'm kind of wanting to try to see how far we can push things with certain heroes that don't have Giant Killer, but it does seem like Sealand 30 and other things like that, even with a fully, like almost fully maxed out character, the only other thing we could do like with our Shia itself is literally take her tenants and make all of her tenants have the Tree of Origin as well, but that feels like a waste on normal heroes when we're not even done with our actual Transcendence heroes that we're always using. But yeah, that is a big difference, because really the A copies are the ones you are going to need to get your hands on, and then you're going to have to use hammers to re-roll them and get the fire on them. Holmes Young, that's an interesting one there. We have a couple Shias. Actually, let's break it down by each one, because let's be honest, there's a few of them I feel like people care about the most. One of them being Shia. Some of them are still very, very high in prices there. The other one is, of course, Vesa, the two hardest carries in the game. Vesa copies have kept their value. They are still way up there. What is that? 1,000, 2,000, like 3,000, right? I think. Is that math right? Somewhere in the 3,000-ish range. That's interesting. Queen is one where it's like, I don't even see any A copy queens. Aspen is one that's very solid nowadays, but he is still very expensive. And I think it's mainly because there just aren't as many copies of them in the market, because the two things people always go for are Shias and Vesas, which is a good thing. Even like Jara's expensive. Like literally the best hero in the game has somehow some of the cheapest copies out there, which is pretty interesting, because if you are a big spender or even a medium spender, it might be worthwhile to just accumulate. If you buy in these special packs, especially like this week, because we have the luck relay. I think it only has a few in here though. Most of them are contract. Sorry, gems. The end only has 500, which 500 for 20. Is that even a good deal? Hold on. 500 for 20. I mean, you get a little bit of a bonus, but you have to purchase all the other things. I don't even think that's worth it unless you just want the contract starry gems for awakenings yourself. But like, this market is interesting. I mean, look how cheap these copies are. I'm sure some of these are going to go for next to nothing. The problem is you need contract starry gems or regular starry gems first to be able to purchase these, which means you have to be able to sell something on your free to play, and then you can buy like an entire account of C copies to help buff your heroes. Honestly, it's probably something I should do on my account with all my homeowners that I have. Like, I got some of them with like D copies. I should probably just upgrade them to like C's. Hold on. I'm interested now. Inosuke, where's Fiona? Huh. They are not that bad price-wise. They surprisingly are not. What are like B copies going for? Still a decent amount. So they're not like dirt cheap, but they're like 20-30 bucks a piece if you want the bonus stats, especially like the attack values or something. It could definitely help you out, and maybe this is what I'm going to consider doing first before just spending like 2 to 3 grand on a hero copy. I don't know. You guys let me know, because let's be honest, what I really want to do is I want to see how far I can push heroes without Giant Killer. We kind of have like a B for just about everybody, because that's the best luck I've ever had summoning. Never even hit a single A tier roll like whatsoever. And I think it would be cool to show what heroes can do without it. Granted, is somebody going to be able to build this type of strong Shia with 05, with all of her trees maxed out? That's going to take forever, and probably not even really possible for someone who's not a spender, because sublimation is probably one of the hardest things to come by. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below, because I'm probably going to try to like stop spending as much on actual events. And instead, when I would purchase that stuff for the event, I would instead, I don't know, it's tough because sublimation is so important, and same with the core of origins, and there's just so many things to spend on. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, though. I just wanted to share and vent a little bit of information on my end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time.